Good afternoon, this is Melissa with the StockSwoosh.com, and today I'm going to do a review of Bbby. This is actually a gap I played on Thursday, which was the 20th, and this thing had really nice continuation, which they usually do when the gaps are good, and they're real professional bearish gaps, which I knew this was, and there it is. Boom, ran $2.50 on that day. Next day ran down $1.50. And then it continued down here 61.20. Let's just see where this thing can go. Yeah, it's going to get held up here now. There's too much price action over here that's going to hold this thing for now. Maybe. No, I don't think it's going to. The market is too strong and this thing is going to push up now, but this thing is still lower. It's a nice bearish professional gap, but it really had too big of a move here now. I think if you would be in this core or swing short, you have to get your profits out in here. It didn't ding down to 61 today, and it's not going to see 61, and now it's caught up in this stuff here. I'd like to see it rally back and then come in and go under this double bottom that we have here at 50, 58, 77, 58, 70, 77, 58, 81. Anyways, the trade was, on Thursday, was a professional bearish gap. It had earnings out, and it was a nice play. However, that being said, it was such a big gap down. 68, and then it opened up at 63, a gap down $5. It doesn't bother me. I go through the process, I rate the gap. I have a 26-point rating system that I teach in my 2-day seminar, and I go through the system. And I liked it, okay? I don't care that it gap down $5. I liked it anyways, okay? And what did it do? It opened and did a swoosh. Hooray, hurrah. Love to see those. Okay, what is a swoosh? A swoosh is a quick, fast, hard, immediate movement in the first 5 minutes of the day of a stock that sets the tone for the stock on the day in its correct direction. What do I mean by correct? I mean the direction it's going to go. Okay, so you don't want to be getting in something that gets a swoosh and trying to go long on a swoosh down. And you don't want to go short on a swoosh up. This is the lesson for today. So my bias is short. It opens and swooshes down. I'm on this thing. I want to take this thing. I've got to get in this trade. I believe in it now more than ever, and I believed in it from the beginning. Why? Because I rated the gap, and the gap rated well, and I liked it. Okay? So it opened here at 64.04, and down here, the low is 62.19. That's a $2 move in 2 minutes. Okay? Even for BBBY, it's huge. And I sat here and I watched this thing trade. This thing was trading like a monster. 652,000 shares in one 1-minute bar. This thing was trading so fast, I couldn't even keep track of the price. I don't play in the swoosh because I don't know it's going to do a swoosh when it opens. And these things are moving so fast and so quick. You have to let them do their thing. Okay, I'm waiting for the swoosh. I'm watching for the swoosh. I get the swoosh. It's helping to give me conviction to take the play. Okay. So I'm not playing in this swoosh. It's dangerous to be playing in stuff like this because you don't know exactly if it's going to do the swoosh. And once you're in it, you can get so caught up in here because, first of all, these things can go, but they can push up before they start to go. And that's kind of how this thing was moving at the beginning when I was watching it. It was crazy. 652,000 shares in 60 minutes got dumped into this thing in the first minute of the day. That is huge volume, even for this thing, okay? So you got to watch. You know, you just watch this thing go. Again, if you're fully vested in the trade, you're not going to be, studying what it's actually doing. And I'm waiting for this to get my proper entry. I'm waiting for this to do this to get the proper entry, okay? Where's my entry? Right here. Here's my entry. 63.54, stop over 63.78. Then as it starts to move, I lower my stop down to 63.73. This was spready, though. This was spready that day. In fact, the spread was moving. It was moving a lot. Even at this point at 9:45, the sucker was moving and the spread was jumping. So you're in it, had a nice dollar move. Nice dollar move down here. And you have to take your profits after you get $1. You got to take your profits into $1 drop. And I was so upset with this thing because I wanted it to go down here under the low of the day, which is 62.19. I wanted to go down to 62. And it didn't do it in the morning. It did not do it in the morning. It did, however, do it later in the day. It did exactly what I planned it to do. But it reset up again and fell. And it blipped over the high of the day here, which was like around 11 o'clock. I did not get in this thing and re-short it all the way down to the move that I initially wanted, which was 62. Because when these things blip over the high of the day, I don't like them. It was a good gap, and really the way that this thing trades, yeah, fine. It did a topping tail and it went right and it reversed this bar, and it looks nice now. But in the moment when you're watching it trade, you see something happen like this when it rises all the way back over the high of the day. You know, I'm not crazy about these plays. I'm not crazy by entering a trade at 11 o'clock. It's really not my thing. The morning is my thing. But you could have done it, and it worked, and it went to the target I wanted it to go to. And then it had a nice continuation move the next day. It was a good play. It was a good play. And I'm not sure how many people played it because of the fact that it did gap down a lot. Okay, and the day before was not bullish. It also wasn't bearish. It was medium. It was nothing. It was resting. Okay? And that's not a problem for me. Some people don't like these then. Doesn't bother me with these. Okay? Why? Because I'm reading a lot of other things with the gap. And because of my rating system, it told me that 100% the gap was going to work right in the day. And it did. That's all that I need to know. And that's the reason that I have 26 points that I look at. Okay? Because you can't just look at one thing. You can't just wake up in the morning, roll out of bed, and say, oh, there's a green bar the day before, therefore it's gapping under the green bar today, I think it's a short. No, wrong-o. It doesn't work like that. Just like you can't go long something that has a red bar the day before and it gaps over the red bar today is a green bar. In fact, what was the play? A friend of mine, yeah, here's the one. A friend of mine was playing this one today as a bullish gap long. I said, why are you doing this? And just because it was a gap up over a red bar, okay? I said, what's the reason for this thing gapping? And he said, I don't know. I said, well, then why are you playing it? You know? And it didn't work. Look, it is not a long, okay? Here it gapped up over this area. This is a red bar the day before. The open price of the stock was $36.87. The market is holding bullishly, and this thing can't hold itself. That's not good. Okay, it might rally up here now, but this, you didn't make any money in this if you were long on this morning unless you took your money and your profits off after like a 35-cent move. Okay, depending on your entry here. This wasn't a good high odds play. And again, that's why you can't just look at one thing. I look at 26 things, and that may sound like a lot, but gosh darn it, it works. And you've got to do the system. Even I have to go through the system. Even I, that created the system, have to force myself to do it, because if I don't force myself to do it, I might miss something, and I can't afford to miss something. Okay? This was not a good play here, and it was gapping for no reason. I think there were other things in the sector that was gapping, but I don't care. Okay? You can't look at one thing or two things. You need a lot of things. And that's why I suggest people to take my course, to learn about this stuff. Anyways, this is Melissa from thestockswoosh.com. If you have any questions, give me a call or email me at melissa@thestockswoosh.com. Thanks and have a great day.